My name is Karthik Keshav, and I'm a co-founder of a skill development training company called Pragmatic Learning EduTech Private Limited. I've always been interested in traveling, and luckily, I found a wife who is always up for an adventure herself. Of late, I've started noticing that every time I come back from a trip and post a photograph online, I'd find at least a couple of my friends complaining about how my wife and I are traveling way too often. Let me at the outset tell you that I'm not a travel snob. This talk is not about how wonderful it is to travel or why you should travel more often or to highlight the differences between a traveler and a tourist. Social media has anyway successfully convinced us that traveling is necessary for social acceptance. Every time you open your Instagram or Facebook, you get the feeling that everybody is traveling all the time, which gives you an idea that you are missing out on new life experiences if you're not traveling. I am here to tell you that it's all right not to travel. Well, I do see the apparent contradiction in my statements. I travel often and yet claim that it's okay not to travel. And no, it's not because I've had a lot of bad experiences while traveling. In fact, there is no denying the fact that traveling can be life-altering. I don't see any time in my foreseeable future where I stop traveling myself. I have learned so much from the few trips I have taken to different places. There is a good chance that I would have been a very different person today had I not taken those trips and had those experiences. While growing up in a small town in India, I was taught to be afraid of transgenders and ended up always perceiving them in a certain way. And all it took was a 6-hour train journey in a bay full of transgenders to open my mind towards reality. Similarly, whenever I've traveled abroad, I've seen so many people from different ethnicities breaking stereotypes and generalizations surrounding their races, and hence, I no longer believe in those generalizations. Ironically, traveling for me has also broken a generalization about travelers. That travelers are open-minded and devoid of prejudice. Mark Twain had once said that travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it solely on these accounts. But I've had the misfortune of meeting many a traveler who, despite all the amazing places that they had been to, had not learned these valuable lessons. For instance, I once met a man in a hostel in Jakarta who, in spite of having traveled to over 60 countries, still looked down on people with blue-collar jobs. Traveling was supposed to have educated him. Shouldn't he have known better by then? After meeting quite a few people like him, I realized that traveling in itself doesn't make people any better. I've also seen a lot of experienced travelers who feel that their way of traveling is the right way, and anybody who does anything differently is not quite the traveler. This tendency to form generalizations is quite disheartening, considering how traveling is supposed to have the opposite effect. So traveling does not necessarily open people's minds. Rather, it is the willingness to have an open mind that matters. I've encountered so many people while traveling and otherwise who have never really traveled much, nor been educated formally for that matter, and yet have a really progressive outlook towards life and people. So traveling isn't the precursor here. If you have an open mind, you will seek opportunities even in your own town to immerse with people from different cultures, or even explore those nooks and crannies of your city you've never been to before. This is so much better than traveling to exotic countries with an unwillingness to accept new things and ideas. So if you have the time, the money, or simply the desire to travel, by all means, please do. But even if you don't, still keep an open mind to seek out experiences and ideas, because it doesn't matter where you learn these from. What matters is that you do learn. Thank you.